Contempt of Congress vote against Attorney General Eric Holder will come this Thursday, the very same day as the health care law ruling, over his refusal to turn over key documents in the Fast and Furious gun running scandal. While there is still time to work out a deal, the controversy is blown wide open now, with House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi claiming the contempt vote is part of a GOP scheme to suppress voters. And House Speaker John Boehner suggesting the White House was involved in a cover-up. House Oversight Committee Chairman Darrell Issa denied the claims on Fox News Sunday. Take a listen.
Do you have any evidence that White House officials were involved in these decisions, knowingly misled Congress, and are involved in a cover-up?
No, we don't. And what we're seeking are documents we know to exist February 4th to December that are, in fact, about Brian Terry's murder, who knew, and why people were lying about it, and get to the truth. That's all we want.
In the meantime, Maryland Congressman Elijah Cummings, the ranking Democrat on the Oversight Committee, echoed claims that this investigation is a kind of political witch hunt.
I think that there are a number of people, they look at Attorney General Holder, and they themselves ask, why is he become the punching bag for so many Republicans? Why is he the subject of all these conspiracy theories? And again, no matter what other people may think, I think that we have a duty to the American public, a duty to the Congress of the United States at this critical moment to get the documents. I know we can get them. It's just a matter of sitting down and talking to Holder. We can get those documents and get this matter resolved.
Joining me now is Hadley Heath, a senior policy analyst at Independent Women's Forum, and Simon Rosenberg is president and founder of NDN and a former Clinton campaign advisor. Good to see you both. Hadley, let me start with you. You know, the president is on record as having said all along, knew nothing about it, didn't authorize it, didn't deal with it, wasn't involved. And all of a sudden, the president invokes executive privilege, which suggests that there was some White House involvement. You can't have it both ways, can you?
No, and you know, this is a very serious issue. This failed operation resulted in some extremely tragic consequences, and the American people are owed an explanation about how that came to be. So, especially for supporters of the president who were awaiting the most transparent administration in history, this has to be a huge disappointment. You know,
Simon, I think a lot of people were taken by surprise when Nancy Pelosi stood in front of the television cameras and microphones and said, oh, you know what, this is all about voter suppression. What did you make of that?
Look, I just think this whole thing is an enormous waste of time. I mean, this program was, when they figured out what was going on, it was a single field office in Arizona. The program was shut down. The people involved in it were fired. There was a serious investigation launched. I mean, this was all part of a much broader strategy the administration had been employing to tackle the cartel violence and to stop the gun flow into Mexico. And I just think this has been in a time when we should be focusing on the economy, should be focusing on health care. I think Darrell Issa is wasting an awful lot of taxpayer dollars and taking up way too much of our
Simon, let me stick with you for just a second.
Yeah.
I used to tell my clients, if you have nothing to hide, don't hide it, because it creates the appearance of impropriety, as if you're guilty of doing something. Isn't that the box that Democrats now find themselves in, and indeed the president?
No, I don't think so, actually,
really?
Because, and the reason why is that the president shut this down last week because this has just gone on too long. This has been an unbelievable witch hunt by Darrell Issa. This is a small program that was shut down. Everybody was fired. An investigation was launched, right? We don't know that the guns that walked into Mexico actually killed that border agent. That's possible, but we don't actually know that that's what happened. There's so many more serious issues in front of the country, and the fact that we're taking any time on this right now is just a sign of how desperate the Republicans are, because their economic strategy isn't working, and neither is their attacks on Obama's foreign policy strategy.
I don't want to go there. I don't want to go off topic. But Hadley, what about the point here? And I actually have a copy of the Democrats' response on the committee, and they call this a partisan election year politics rather than an investigation into the facts. Do Republicans, Hadley, run the risk of appearing petty?
No, I don't think so. We have dead Americans here that we're trying to investigate how this came to be. Our guns walked across our borders into the hands of criminal warlords in Mexico. This is a very serious issue. I don't think it's petty at all. I don't think they run the risk of being petty, but I'm actually going to agree with Simon. I do think Americans are more interested in the economic issues.
Right? Republicans voted for the citation of contempt and Democrats didn't. So...
Well, it shouldn't be a partisan issue. Actually, it should be something about the rule of law.
Doesn't the vote tell you it's partisan?
I think, maybe what we have to focus on here, and I'm going to agree with you that the economy should be the focus. So the sooner we can get all the information on the table, then the better off we'll be. I think what is the point in using this executive privilege if there's not something to hide?